Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode of AKP Sports Talk. It is June 10th. That's Ari. I'm Korea. New Monday, obviously, which means a new week for us, a new week to win some bets and win some more money. Friday, wasn't our best work for me personally. Quick recap of how we did, obviously, a few days ago. This is from Friday, our best bets. 1 and 1 day for me. First, the Rockies and Cardinals. That game, if you got to think back, it was a few days ago. That game was pretty much free. It was I would say it was a lot more sweaty, as we got through that first few innings, but then the offense has started to emerge. As soon as the bullpens kind of came in, and that's where I was kind of hoping for. The over was free by the fourth inning. Obviously, thanks to I think it was Toglia. I think he had a 3-run triple clearing the bases. So we always love to see, when there's a base clearing or anything like that, that obviously helps us for any kind of over. And I know the Cardinals, they got to Gomber early, and I know as soon as I got to Gomber early, that obviously kind of incentivized the fact that the Rockies bullpen was going to come in. And I always talked about how the Rockies bullpen is so bad. That over 7.5 was so free, ended 8-5. Both teams almost went over that. And the Rangers, obviously, that was a tough loss there on Friday. Their offense didn't really do much. They really got cooked by by Logan Webb. But they had taken on a couple runs. But for the most part, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Their offense didn't do much. 5 for 31. Excuse me. If you're only getting 5 hits, you're not going to win a game. On the other side, the Giants, they tacked up 11 hits. Ramos had a 3-for-5 day against Lorenzen. He only went for four and a third, 7 hits. They got to him early with the hits, and I knew if they were going to get to him early, it was going to be a rough day for the Rangers. So, it was a 1-on-1 day. I'll take it. But the Rangers, I thought were it was like a fake sharp kind of play. Even money. Logan Webb on the road. I thought it was a fake sharp play, but I guess I got baited. So, 1-on-1 day for me on Friday. I won't beat myself too much over it because we got the Rockies and Cardinals over at 7.5 for an incredible price. Because I don't know why that game was so low with how that finished at 13. So 1-on-1 day, to end my week last week. Ari, how did you finish your week last week on Friday?
Yeah, 2-0 day for me. The Fever were about as sweaty as a bet could be. They're up by 9 after the first. They're up like 37-28 with like 7 minutes left in the half. And so you think at that point they're on pace to, cover fairly easily. Then, the next 6.5 minutes, they don't score a single point. But fortunately, the Mercury or the Mystics, are so bad that they couldn't take advantage. And so then they tied the game with like 30 seconds left in the half. And then Clayton Clark gets fouled, his 2 free throws with 20 seconds left, and they win by 2. So definitely not how I thought it would win at one point, in that game, but obviously still cashed, and the Orioles won 6-3. They got another solid start from Cole Irvin, 5 2/3, 2 runs. Some big hits from, I think, Santander had a big home run, Mountcastle and Westbrook all homered. So it was close towards the end, but they still got it done 6-3. So nice 2-0 day to end my week.
Yeah, we definitely will not complain about a 2-0 day for you. Obviously, the Fever, that was a lot sweatier than, obviously you envisioned it to be. I saw that first half score, and they obviously won by 2. So, that was definitely a lot sweatier than that needed to be, 142-40 in the first half. So they went, very, very long time without scoring any points. As you mentioned, after being up by double digits, at one point in the first half. So, obviously, maybe the full game would have been better. Obviously, but at the same time,
they only won by 2 full games, so they didn't even cover the full game spread. So, because I think it ended at 3.5. It ended 3.5, and they won by 2. So it wouldn't.
Oh yeah, that was that sold out game where it was like 20,000 people in Washington D.C. Really good game though, but it's the Mystics who are 0-12. So it's just tough luck. I mean, when you haven't won a basketball game all season, it's just tough luck.
They're like what was the college basketball team that?
Oh yeah, what was it? Mississippi Valley State.
Oh yeah.
Oh brother. And then obviously, going on with your Orioles pick, that was a great look there. Pretty much the only I'd say big reason as why that was with big winner, obviously Jordan Westburg with that 2-run homer in the top of the eighth. Obviously you mentioned Cole Irvin. You were just more backing him. Yeah, obviously he did give up his fair share amount of hits, 8 hits in that ball game, but so did Aaron Savali giving up 7. I knew that was probably going to be a lot more high scoring, a lot more hits. Coming from both sides of the plate on that game, and obviously it just came down to the bullpens backing the Orioles a lot more. And that was your good price there. Got at -105. So we ended the week strong, obviously, as you mentioned, 2-0 for you, 1-1 for me, 3-1 day as we ended Friday. But now we're going to get into today, just Monday. I'm taking it very light today just because, there's only 7 baseball games. And, there wasn't really much that I liked. But I'm just going to keep it simple. I like these 2 plays. And I said, you know what? Let's just parlay them here. We're going to go Padres first 5 money line and Mariners money line. 2 legs comes out to +105. I know, Korea, you're just fading the A's and White Sox. Let me explain. Padres at home. You're facing Joey Estes, and I don't believe in this Joey Estes nonsense. Look, he. Everyone's like, oh yeah, look at his most recent his stats. He did cook, but he was facing the Tampa Bay Rays and the Seattle Mariners, and we as Mariner fans, we know how scary the Mariners lineup can be at times. And the Blues and the Tampa Bay Rays have been a shell of themselves all season. So I'm not really taking those 2 teams seriously. Padres have one of the best. I think they have the best batting average in baseball. They average the most hits, obviously. They have the most hits in baseball. They just brought obviously Luis Arias, and I think this is a spot where Joey Estes struggles. Obviously, I think with his most recent success, the last time he got shelled was against a team the last time he got shelled was against the Houston Astros. And that's obviously a team who can hit the ball well. So we're just backing, this Padres team to get out to a lead after 5, backing the bats here, even with Dylan Cease on the mound. And I know Dylan Cease, he has not had, the greatest year, as a member of the San Diego Padres for the first time. But I still believe, that he can get out and not cost us any leads through the first 5 innings. I'm just backing the Padres here. They hit the ball really great right now, obviously, with all their stars, and they're really seeing the ball well. Profar is hitting 325. Tatis is hitting the ball well. Obviously, they have Arias, Ha-Sung Kim, Cronenworth's hitting the ball well as well. I'm just backing the Padres to get out to a lead after 5. We don't have to worry about the bullpens because I give this maybe the slightest of bit of an advantage to the A's, with how, they have one of the better, sneakier, better bullpens in baseball once they get out to a lead or something like that. Bringing in a guy like Mason Miller who can just throw 102 gas up a rising fastball. But I'm just backing the Padres here through 5 innings. We're just getting the better team who has the better advantage at home. They hit the ball well, and Joey Estes, I feel like he's in for a really bad start today. As I said, the last time he got shelled was against the Houston Astros, where he gave up 8 runs off of, I think, over 3 2/3 inning. So if he's going to give up 8 runs to Houston, I don't know what the Padres are going to do to him today. I think the Padres get out to a big lead early today, just because Joey Estes on the road. I mean, obviously the Padres, backing them in their bats, one of the better hitting teams, in baseball, as I mentioned, first in batting average, first in the hits. And obviously that's after they brought in Luis Arias, who is almost a guaranteed single almost every time. So we're just backing the Padres through 5 innings, not having to worry about the bullpens there. And then the second leg of this parlay, of course, Ari, it brings a smile to my face, the Mariners money line here. And, everyone can say, oh, Korea, I thought you were done betting the White Sox. This is a smash spot. I love the Mariners tonight. This is Logan Gilbert at home. Logan Gilbert at home is one of the most automatic pitchers. I've seen people talking about taking the White Sox team total under, the Mariners -1.5, or the Mariners first 5 minus half a run. Just stop. Just stop all that nonsense. The White Sox have one of the worst bullpens in baseball. We know that. The Mariners just had one of the most emotionally taxing series, as we like to call it, in Kansas City. And that was against a bullpen that has struggled as well. So if the Mariners can get hits late against a team like the Royals, I know they're going to get hits late against a team like the White Sox, who are just bottom 5 in almost every category. We don't have to worry about the first 5 because we're backing Logan Gilbert and the Mariners to just get the job done at home. Look, this White Sox team is bad. We know how bad they are. We're just backing the Mariners to just get the job done at home Yes, Eric Fetty's on the mound, and he has been really good. That's why I'm not taking the Mariners first five, because I'm waiting for the bullpens to come in. I know the bullpens are going to absolutely choke this for the White Sox. They do it every game. They do it every game they can. So we're just taking the Mariners full game money line. At the end of the day, I'm just backing the better team at home through 9 innings or whatever the amount of innings. Hopefully does not need to go more. If it goes more than 9 innings, that's a loss in itself. To me personally, that should be a loss in itself if it goes more than 9 innings. But we're just backing the Mariners today, backing them on the money line along with the Padres first five money line. You can get this parlay at even money, almost at plus 105. We're backing two teams at home in great spots. Padres at home against Joey Estes, who is not that good of a pitcher, especially against a good lineup. And the Mariners, who have every single pitching, batting advantage against the White Sox, who are statistically one of the worst teams in baseball that I have seen in the modern era. Ari, what have you cooked up for this Monday?
Yeah, just one play for me, going with the Brewers. On the ML, one of the bigger surprises of the season, Milwaukee facing probably one of the bigger disappointing teams in Toronto. Barrios, who's going for Toronto, has been really good this year, but he has been slightly worse on the road. Like we always say, with pitchers pitching better at home versus, on the road. And you have Colin Ray going from Milwaukee, who's been slightly better at home this season. I think it's really just a good line for a team that has had I would say a slightly more consistent lineup. I think the pitching is relatively even with how good Barrios has been, even though he's been slightly worse on the road. But Ray has been better at home than he has been on the road. And then I like the bullpen because the Blue Jays bullpen is really banged up right now with Romano on the IL. Swanson's wasn't demoted to AAA. And obviously Devin Williams is hurt for Milwaukee, has been hurt, but I still like the Brewers bullpen overall. So really just going with the value here I see with the Brewers at home. They're coming off, they won the first two games against the Tigers over the weekend, then got crushed yesterday. So I like to bounce back as well for Milwaukee after, I think they gave up like 8 runs in the 5th inning yesterday, and the game was over by then, obviously. So I like the Brewers to bounce back today, opening the series against Toronto with a win at home.
Ari, I actually was looking at the Brewers money line as well. I was literally about to give that out if I didn't give out that parlay as well. So I think that's a great pick for you. I was literally targeting that same pick for that same reason. Jose Barrios is not good on the road, as compared to his home splits, and obviously the Brewers a lot better against righty pitching, obviously on the season. With guys like Wilson Contreras, Christian Yelich, and all those guys in the lineup, and at home as well. We forget the Brewers, one of the better teams at home in all of baseball, and we're getting them at a great price at minus 115. I think that's a great bet for you with the Brewers today. I actually, like I said, I was gonna target them as well if I didn't target that parlay. So, like I said, why not tail it for you? So I like the Brewers for your pick, Ari, and then just my simple parlay with the Padres first five and the Mariners full game money line. Get this parlay coming out to about plus 105. You can find both of these picks, obviously, and this full video down below on our Twitter, AKP Sports Talk, where you can find all of our best bets and videos posted momentarily. But that's going to do it for this episode. Of course, that's Ari. I'm Korea. We will be back tomorrow, obviously, with another video. And, of course, win some money, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.